Hello, Ryan. My name is Sean Everett. I am the website analysis expert over at Zucore Marketing. Thank you so much for talking with Eric. He sent your website over to me for analysis. First off, you have a beautiful site. I mean, I love the name. I love the logo. But to be honest, I'm not really here for the aesthetic part of it. I mean, it's beautiful. Oh boy, I would love. Is that the Puget Sound out there? Wow. I'm a Tacoma boy, by the way. Grew up in the area and born and raised. In fact, I had a mid-century modern that was, this reminds me of. Anyway, here is what I'm going to talk to you about. It's not about the aesthetics of this. It's about the mechanics of it. Having a beautiful website is like having a car that has been recently painted. People want to get into it. Just like here, they're going to want to get here and start clicking and get into it. I am more interested in the mechanics of it because what is in your site is going to determine whether or not people come to it. And that is important because you have a beautiful site. People should be here. I'm going to show you what I do when I analyze a site. So the first thing is I go and I look at this paid tool that I have. It's called Ahrefs, and it gives me a bunch of the different stats from your website. Now, the next thing I do is I go and I look at a Google search for, in this case, Seattle, Washington roofer. Now, I'm going to have to tell you a little bit about Google at this point. Google has an algorithm that decides the placement of everything. It is not a random event. It is not by best to worst. They have no idea about quality workmanship or good materials. They have no idea about that. What they want is a company to have a good website, according to them, what they think a good website is. So, in that respect, their algorithm is terrible because you could have a terrible company, and as long as you satisfy the algorithm, well, you're going to get a high, a placement on a search. Now, the first thing you're going to find on a search is the sponsored. They like sponsored because it doesn't sound so much like we paid for this spot, but that's what it is. It sounds more like they're going for a Girl Scout cookies or something as opposed to, hey, we paid to be up here. So now underneath the paid ones are what we call the map pack, and you can guess why, because they are attached to this map here. And now the way that they got there was by filling out a Google business profile. Now that is not, a brain surgery, something you could probably do. I would not recommend it. I apologize for my very vocal dog back there. I would not recommend filling this out yourself because it takes some expertise and some experience in order to get what you want. And the results would be, what you want from it is to get here. Because the closer to the top of a Google search you are, the better. Now, some guy with a Starbucks in one hand and a mouse in the other is not going to scroll down very far to find what he wants. I mean, that's kind of how I do it. I'm sure that you do the same thing. Why scroll and scroll and scroll? Right there, what I just scrolled down to, that was what we call the bump stop. And that is stops at the related searches in all searches. You can try it at your own computer at home or at the office. But that's about as far as most people will scroll. They figure that anything below there is kind of iffy. And Google certainly doesn't make it look like they're in league with the folks who are up here in the top. So what you'd like to be is as close to the top as you can be. So these organic search results, so-called, are a good place to be. They're up near the top. Now, I'm going to, for the purpose of this analysis, refer to Rainier Roofing Company as your Google competitor because, well, they're the first ones that appear after the map pack. So here's their website. Very steampunk kind of. Not a bad website. Again, the aesthetics of it don't interest me that much. Because they have done a couple of things right. And I am going to show you what those things were. Now, back to your website, I'm going to do this. I'm going to copy and paste all of it into this word counter. And indulge me here. You have 711 words. Now, I'm going to do the same with the Rainier Roofing Company. Select all, copy, and paste. Let's hope this worked. 607 words. Now, you actually win in this little contest, but here's the difference. The difference is that they may have better words, and I will tell you what Google thinks better words are. Now, to be honest, though, the minimum number of words that Google wants you to have is 1,500 on your home page. And you do not have that currently. You have 711, so you have a little ways to go. It's not difficult to write content for your page. I mean, there's plenty of ways to do that. But getting your word count up is important. Now let me go back to telling you about those words. Now here is that paid tool I was telling you about. This shows that you have 3 keywords on your website. Now, keywords are words that Google expects you to have on your site because they take all of the sites that come up from this search. They go through all of those websites very quickly, take out all of the words, and then order them by how often they appear. So the one that appears the most, probably the word roofer, is going to become the #1 keyword, and number 2, and so on and so on. Now those are your keywords. You have keywords from your industry, 3 on your website, and the Rainier Roofing guys have 322. So you are a little bit behind in that arena. So that is, I'm going to show you what they have for the keywords. They have Roofer Seattle, Roof Repair Seattle, Roofing Contractor, Roofing Contractors. There's a lot of variation because the Google algorithm doesn't know singulars and plurals. It doesn't know that there are different kinds of words that mean virtually the same thing. So you need to satisfy everything in here. There's a whole bunch of other words from your industry too, like gutters and TPO and flat roof and because a keyword is not just a word, it's a small phrase almost. So these are things that you should get on your website. You need to get up from the 3 that you have. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is your backlinks. That's where your site appears on another site, and they have a link back to yours. So they call it a backlink. And that would be a company or a list like, say, Yelp or Angie's List. Let me show you. You have 34. Rainier has 152. They have 3 times the amount that you have. And that is really exactly what is helping them place here at the top of the organic searches. And that's without having paid Google anything. There they are. And to be honest, they could be in the map pack and here if they had a good Google business profile filled out, if it was filled out thoroughly. Now, I'm going to show you what their backlinks are. They are on yellowpages.com, superpages.com. I know they're not on Angie's List because that is rated at 91. These are the domain ratings, and that shows the strength of the website based upon the backlinks. In other words, a site that people go to for reference because there's a lot of links to it. For instance, Wikipedia, that has a domain rating of like 98, something like that. These are numbers out of 100. So you want to be on anything that is 70 or above. Right now, they're only on 190. You can beat them easily. Angie's List, I know, is paid to get on. But these other ones are generally as simple as filling out a profile. This Old House, today's homeowner.com, a bunch of stuff like that. Get on as many sites as you can that will refer back to your site. It will be better for you for the placement of a Google search. And like I said, being near the top is what you want. I didn't find you guys, and you have such a beautiful website, and it's a shame. So here's where the rubber hits the road, though, all right? Last month, you had 2 people click on your site. That's up 2, so the month before you had 0, from a Google search. That's how many people clicked on your site. Here's what Rainier had, 1,100. So essentially 500 times more opportunities to have somebody ask for an estimate, to have somebody become a potential customer, and potentially put money in your pocket. Now, this particular tool lists the value of these 1.1 thousand clicks at about $27,000. And your clicks, they value at 0. So you're literally losing money by not competing in the Google arena. It's not just the virtual arena anymore. It's the Google arena, especially when it comes to companies competing. So listen, I hope I have given you some good tips today. I'm going to just summarize. 1, business profile. 2, keywords. And 3, more backlinks. And that will help you get more money in your pocket. Thanks so much for watching, and you have a great day.